Top secret missions in the Mariana Trench, Navy submarines, research projects without full data release. Is there something they don't want us to know? Beneath the shimmering blue expanse of the Pacific Ocean lies a world almost entirely unknown, the Mariana Trench. Descending nearly 7 miles beneath the ocean's surface, this vast chasm is the deepest part of our planet's oceans, a place so extreme that only the most advanced machines and the bravest explorers have ever glimpsed its secrets. The mysterious darkness of the trench has, for decades, served as both a frontier for scientific discovery and a stage for top-secret military operations. The combination of these two pursuits has fueled endless speculation. What is really happening in the depths, and is there something hidden that they don't want us to know? To understand the allure and enigma of the Mariana Trench, consider its very nature. Plunging to depths of over 36,000 feet, the trench is a hostile environment where crushing pressures, perpetual darkness, and near-freezing temperatures reign. This inaccessibility has made it a natural hiding place, an area where classified technologies, sensitive experiments, and covert operations could unfold far from prying eyes. The story of the trench is not just a tale of science and nature, but also a chronicle of human ambition, international rivalry, and secrets guarded fiercely by governments. The roots of secret activity in the trench can be traced back to the Cold War, a time when the world's superpowers competed to dominate not just the skies and space, but also the mysterious depths of the oceans. The United States and the Soviet Union invested heavily in undersea technology, recognizing that whoever controlled the deep would have a strategic advantage, able to hide submarines, lay communication cables, and perhaps even deploy or detect nuclear weapons unseen. One of the most famous, yet long-hidden operations of this era was Operation Ivy Bells. In the early 1970s, the U.S. Navy, working alongside the CIA and the NSA, embarked on a daring mission not in the Mariana Trench itself, but in the similarly remote and treacherous Sea of Okhotsk. The goal: intercept Soviet military communications by attaching sophisticated wiretaps to undersea cables. The operation required the development of specialized submarines and deep-sea technologies, many of which would later be used in other secret missions, including those surrounding the Mariana Trench. Operation Ivy Bells was a technical marvel. U.S. submarines, equipped with deep-diving capabilities and stealth technology, infiltrated Soviet territorial waters undetected. Divers braved the abyssal cold to clamp recording devices onto the cables, capturing invaluable intelligence on Soviet submarine movements and missile technology. For nearly a decade, this operation remained one of the most closely guarded secrets in military history, until it was exposed by a defector in 1980, jolting both the public and the intelligence community. While Ivy Bells did not take place in the Mariana Trench, it set a precedent for the kinds of operations that could unfold in such remote and hostile environments. The trench, deeper and even more difficult to access than the Sea of Okhotsk, became a prime candidate for equally secretive missions. Documents released decades later, often heavily redacted, confirm that the U.S. Navy and its allies have repeatedly used the trench for classified activities, though the details remain shrouded in mystery. One of the few publicly acknowledged platforms for these missions was the NR-1, an experimental deep-diving nuclear submarine operated by the U.S. Navy from the late 1960s through the 2000s. The NR-1 was unique, small, slow, and capable of descending to extraordinary depths. It was equipped with retractable wheels, robotic arms, and cameras designed for both scientific and military tasks. Officially, the NR-1 was used to study the seafloor, recover lost equipment, and conduct geological surveys. Unofficially, it was involved in a range of covert operations, some of which remain classified to this day. In 1976, the NR-1 was dispatched to recover the wreckage of an F-14 Tomcat fighter jet that had plunged into the Atlantic Ocean, carrying with it a top-secret Phoenix missile. The recovery was a success, but many of the NR-1's subsequent missions remain a closely guarded secret. Veterans and insiders hint at recoveries of unidentifiable objects from the seafloor, investigations of mysterious signals, and even the retrieval of foreign technology lost in deep waters. The very fact that so much remains undisclosed has fueled speculation. What exactly did the NR-1 discover in the depths, and were some of these missions conducted in the Mariana Trench itself? As the Cold War waned, the focus of deep-sea exploration shifted, but the shroud of secrecy did not lift. Scientific research in the trench accelerated, with international teams sending robotic landers, autonomous submersibles, and on rare occasions, human crews into the darkness. These missions uncovered a world teeming with life, from ghostly amphipods to the deepest fish ever recorded, a new species of snailfish living nearly 8 kilometers beneath the waves. Yet even as scientists probed the trench for its biological wonders, they also made unsettling discoveries, traces of human activity in a place thought to be untouched. One of the most striking findings was the discovery of radioactive isotopes, specifically carbon-14, in the tissues of deep-sea crustaceans. Carbon-14 is produced by the detonation of nuclear bombs, and its presence in the trench's fauna was a stark reminder that even the most remote environments are not immune to the reach of human technology. How did these isotopes reach such depths? Some scientists suggest that fallout from atmospheric nuclear tests slowly settled into the oceans, sinking over decades and entering the food web of the abyss. Others speculate that the presence of such contaminants could indicate undisclosed activities, possibly the disposal of nuclear waste, the testing of deep-diving weapons, or the operation of nuclear-powered platforms far from shore. The persistent secrecy surrounding military activities in the trench only deepens these mysteries. Experts point to the continued classification of many Cold War-era missions, as well as the existence of modern programs whose goals and results have never been made public. The U.S. Navy, for example, maintains a policy of neither confirm nor deny when questioned about deep-sea operations. Documents that are released are often so heavily redacted as to be unreadable, with key details, locations, dates, objectives blacked out. What might be hidden in these records? Some suggest that the trench has been used to test advanced submarine technologies, including stealth propulsion systems, deep-diving drones, and the laying or tapping of new generations of undersea cables. Others point to the possibility of lost or deliberately sunken objects, experimental aircraft, spy satellites, or even nuclear warheads, consigned to the deepest parts of the ocean in the hope that they will never be found. There are also persistent rumors of unidentified submerged objects, craft or anomalies detected by sonar, moving in ways that defy conventional explanation. These rumors are fueled by occasional leaks and whistleblower accounts, as well as by the inherent difficulty of verifying what happens in such a remote and inaccessible environment. The trench is, in effect, the perfect place to hide something, be it technology, evidence, or the results of dangerous experiments. When, for example, a new generation of ultra-quiet submarines was being tested, it is said that the trials were conducted in the trench to minimize the risk of detection by foreign powers. When radioactive contamination is detected in the organisms of the deep, officials can plausibly claim it is the result of global fallout, rather than the byproduct of secret dumping or accidents. Scientific research, too, is not immune from secrecy. While thousands of studies have been published on the unique biology and geology of the trench, there are always gaps, data sets that are incomplete, expeditions whose full results are never released, and discoveries that are quietly reclassified. Some scientists working on government-sponsored projects have spoken of being required to sign non-disclosure agreements, with their findings subject to review by military or intelligence agencies. In some cases, entire research programs have disappeared from public view, their funding and results redirected to classified channels. Why such secrecy? Partly, it is a matter of national security. The ability to operate undetected in the deep ocean is a strategic advantage, and both the technology and knowledge gained from these missions are closely guarded. Partly, it is a matter of liability and public perception. If hazardous materials have been dumped, or if experiments have gone awry, governments and corporations have strong incentives to keep the details hidden. And partly, it is simply a reflection of human nature. The deeper we dig, the more we realize how much remains unknown and how much those in power may wish to keep it that way. This secrecy has, inevitably, given rise to a host of conspiracy theories. Some claim that the trench is home to undiscovered life forms, giant squids, prehistoric reptiles, or even extraterrestrial probes, hidden from the public to prevent panic or to allow for secret study. Others believe that the trench conceals evidence of lost civilizations, ancient artifacts swallowed by the sea, or the remains of advanced technologies from a forgotten era. While there is little concrete evidence to support such claims, the lack of transparency and the history of genuine secret missions ensure that speculation will continue. For the broader public, the Mariana Trench remains a place of awe, curiosity, and unresolved questions. It is a natural wonder, a frontier of scientific exploration, and a theater for the shadowy games of states and institutions. Each new discovery, be it a strange new species, a hint of pollution, or a declassified mission, serves to remind us of how much we have yet to learn and how much may still be hidden. In reflecting on the question, is there something they don't want us to know? The answer is almost certainly yes. The history of the trench is littered with secrets. Missions whose goals and outcomes remain unknown, technologies tested and discarded, and data gathered but never shared. Some of these secrets may be mundane, matters of routine national security or scientific caution. Others may be more significant, touching on questions of environmental safety, technological risk, or international law. What is clear is that the Mariana Trench, for all its remoteness and hostility, is deeply connected to the currents of history and power that shape our world. It is a reminder that the greatest mysteries are often found not in the stars but in the depths, hidden beneath layers of water, pressure, and silence. As technology advances and the barriers to exploration fall, more of these secrets may one day come to light. Until then, the trench will remain what it has always been, an enigma, a challenge, and a source of endless fascination, both for those who seek knowledge and for those determined to keep it hidden. The interplay of secrecy and discovery in the Mariana Trench is, in many ways, a microcosm of the human experience. We are driven to explore, to uncover, to understand. Yet we are also compelled to hide, to protect, to control. In the depths of the trench, these impulses meet, revealing as much about ourselves as about the ocean below. Whether the secrets kept there are world-changing revelations or simply the detritus of an age of paranoia and ambition, the fact remains, there is always more to the story than meets the eye. In conclusion, the Mariana Trench stands as both a monument to human ingenuity and a testament to our capacity for secrecy. From covert military operations like Operation Ivy Bells, to the classified missions of the NR-1 submarine, to the incomplete records of scientific research, the trench has been a stage for actions and discoveries that may never be fully known. The traces of nuclear contamination, the gaps in public data, and the persistence of official silence all point to a simple, if unsettling, truth. The deepest part of the ocean is also one of the most mysterious and perhaps one of the most closely guarded. As we continue to explore and to question, we must remember that some secrets lie not just in the darkness of the abyss, but in the choices we make about what to reveal and what to conceal. The Mariana Trench, in all its unfathomable depth, invites us to keep searching, keep questioning, and never stop wondering what might lie just beyond the reach of light.